Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today? I hope you're doing wonderful. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you're well. Does it seem a bit dark in here? Does it? Maybe. How are we doing? We're back with another power talk. I'm a bit delayed. I had some tech issues. My camera wasn't working. It is now. And then my audio wasn't working when I did a fresh restart. So I had to restart the stream just as... Sorry, restart my computer at the 10-minute mark. So I do apologize. So yeah. What am I trying to do right now? I'm trying to talk and think at the same time, being delayed. Oh, it's totally gonna do something. I know what I gotta do. Just bear with me. Like I said, I had to restart the system, which means I've got to restart the system a little bit here as well. Come on. Oh, there we go. Right. Get the brightness up for me. There. Okay, back in the zone. You ready? So, who have we got in the chat? We've got Nesta all the way on Facebook. Welcome, my friend. Eric is here as well. Eric Otto, great to have you here. Talked about you last week. I was asking for you, actually. I've been thinking it has some echo. Echo. Saying, Eric, where are you? We got Judith here as well. Welcome back. We also have Jen. I shouldn't be touching these things in front in case Aaron goes down again. Great to have you here. Welcome. We have the superstar Linda as well. I'm doing pretty good. It's been a hectic day. I was in my start of the day, getting into emails, then into a mastermind meeting, then I had to go for a hike, then I'm here now. So it's been all go. Don't know where the time's gone, but I'm doing pretty good. I did get injured, but I'm over my injury, I think, now. Hey, Michelle. Great to have you back as always. We've also got Mina in the chat saying hi. Hello to you. And welcome back as well. It's getting late where you are. Coming up to 11:06 p.m. It is my 3:06 p.m. in sunny San Diego. So welcome. Welcome. If you didn't know, I just added some tracks to the app. I've got two new Create Your Days. So, listen to them. Speaking to your unconscious mind. We've got a calmed nervous system. And that's in like 5 different versions. Like meditation, hypnotic. One I just called gentle because it's just like more ease. And then we got the blissful static day, which is more for traditional, like the beats, the cinematic, the chill out, and the hypnotic. So check out those if you want to have a blissful day or a regulated nervous system. As requested even, by my peeps in the program. I don't know what's the matter with my hair at the moment. But yeah, anything else to update you on? I don't think so. I've just last week recorded another suggestion for fasting. And then I also did one for confidence at work. So that's going to be episode... And they're all in meditation form, hypnosis, and day sleep, 4-hour sleep. So this is going to push us to episode 1123. And I was thinking, I've got to look this up, but I think we've got like over 2,000 hypnosis tracks in the app now. I would give a good bet. 2,000. Can that be a Guinness World Record? Can it? Can we achieve that? Who knows? Who knows? What else? I need to get into the flow. Having reset the system and everything. Have you got anything to report to me? Did you have a nice weekend? I did. I went to the cinema. I hadn't been to the cinema for about a year. Or more. So that was nice. It was one of those like luxurious ones where they kind of, you know, like the comfy ones when they bring out the food and the drinks. So that was pretty cool. To get out and about. And today's episode is about hypnotic spells, but we're going to have an add-on version, in the add-on aspect in the beginning, because it came to me on my hike as I was just out. So that's going to be fun as well. So we're going to see where we go. Here we go. We've got a good update here from Michelle. That's awesome. I know it's always a special time when they come to visit. What did I see? So, it depends the kind of films you like. If you don't like action ones, probably not. It was the spin-off of like the John Wick movies. Ballerina. So it's pretty action, a little bit gory. But I was invited out and yeah. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything good recently. Oh, thank you, Linda. It's such a pleasure to have you on the coaching call. And yes, it's the Mind Mastery family, isn't it? And I'm going to briefly talk about that as well. I'm going to briefly talk about that in a way which is hopefully going to help people. So thank you for sharing. I love that coaching call. I love the debriefs at the end. We have our little chats. I love doing the hypnotic processes. I've got to think of something new all the time. I've been doing the program for about 10 years, I think. A decade. Quick question. I'm starting the lap band. Might not be the title. What's that? What one's that? But if you mean like a hypnosis session in general, it would be the 30 nights or 30 days for the best results. And then you can gauge it as you go along. Thank you, Samantha. It's great to be back. There's my second stream back. So that's always nice to get back into the flow. Straw. Okay. I'll have to look into that. Well, coming from you, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot again, but you only saw, what was it, Home Alone for the first time just like 2 years ago, and that's because we applied social pressure on you to watch it. For hypnosis one, yes, on the app. It just seemed more serious. Didn't know if I shouldn't go longer. Yeah, what I said, I don't know what title that would be. I'm thinking that, like, we've got the with band in it, like we've got the gas the weight loss one. Is it gastric band? Like tricking the mind. Yes, that one. Then yes, I'll do say 30 for all of them, but yeah, that one. So it's like the getting the unconscious mind to feel like it's had the experience. And do you know what? Just for a little bit of... Look at this, look at this. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, wrong camera. Oh. Can you see it? I need to just go to this camera. Bit bright. But they've lost over 40 pounds. Oh my goodness, why is it so bright? Ridiculous. But they've lost over 40 pounds, which is a lot, right? So yeah, ready to be ready. So if you want to lose weight, down over 40 pounds. Been walking over 1.5 miles for the last 6 weeks. How cool was that? What do I allergy hypnosis 30 days, do a new hypnosis, then go back to the allergy again. Also, I love the playlist options. Go through the allergy program as well in the core or the program section, because it goes into other processes. That's going to be really cool. So check out that if you haven't already. Some people try to debate me on that and about the power of allergies with hypnosis. And they say, it's just all biological, but trust me, your unconscious mind, your nervous system has made a mistake. If you've never had allergies and then you had them, the body's made a decision. So, oh, that's okay. I know what you mean by I can read properly now. What I do for my allergy hypnosis, right? So I got you. Yeah, 40 pounds is crazy. Cool. And that just came in yesterday. Okay, gotcha. So what you could do with like the weight loss one, you can mix it up. You could do like the gastric band one, then you go and do the weight loss one night, and then you keep on just kind of switching. And that means you get the best of both worlds. So yeah. And definitely check out the new Create Your Day. Well, I go about it in the program itself, but like I said, some people have tried to debate me on it, but allergies, like with my ex, they had an allergy and let it go all within like an hour. And that's, even if you said that's merely a form of suggestion, well, guess what? Hypnosis is a suggestion. But yeah, it's, your unconscious mind has made a mistake, your biology, and therefore it thinks that this external, come on, auto zoom, focus on me. It's made a decision, and in my opinion has associated this external thing. So for example, like pet hair or dander or little things in the air for hay fever, and it's made a decision to form that when it has this, it feels like it's attacked, and therefore it then goes into reaction mode. So what the program is about is getting the unconscious mind to recognize the mistake and also then be protected in a whole new way. So, yes, there's 2 new Create Your Days. And I think you'll love the blissful one. Okay, we better start. It's 20 past the hour. I did a calm nervous system at night, but fell asleep right away, so it worked. There you go. It did the job. Right, should we get into it? Episode 1122. I will try to do a live meditation on the next one, because I know it's back to back, but because I've recorded tracks last week, I wanted to make sure that it was a bit of a 4 hypnosis sessions and then a power talk. That's all good. If you're talking about in general, yeah, your unconscious mind makes associations to everything, right? Like it could be addictive, it could be stress, it could be limiting beliefs, it could be guilt, it could be self-sabotage, it could be shame. It could have just made a mistake with, after a while, like the metabolism, which there is a track for that as well. So yeah, I mean, it's all issues are decisions, right? Everything's okay, and then we go for an event and the body decides, or the mind decides, a new belief system or a new thought or perception about themselves or something like money. So it just kind of goes there, and we just want to course correct and go down a different path ultimately. Interesting, yeah. So you're going through lots of hormonal changes, and then maybe the body made a decision in that time. And if anyone has, thank you so much, Linda. I so appreciate you. Getting younger as well. We're changing the mind into youth. We need to do a hypnosis session on that as well, I guess. What was I also going to say? Yeah, but we could make that decision unconsciously. That's awesome. One thing I won't test myself is I've got a penicillin allergy. I don't think I'm going to test it out, just in case. Right? You got to pick your battles. Or at least have a professional, but don't use my hypnosis, legal disclaimer, at your own risk. But let's get into today's session. This episode, once again, 1122. And if you have questions beyond this, I'll stay after, as always, and I'll answer your questions. All right, let's turn down this music. And I said we're going to modify the stream because I had a thought just as I was out on my hike/walk. So let's get to it right here and right now. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1122. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing another power talk. And in this power talk, I believe you will find it very, very beneficial, because we're going to be catching our mind doing unconscious processes that once we do interrupt, once we do kind of course correct, I believe you're going to find a lot of freedom in your life. You see, everything that we're going through can be like a learned strategy. Maybe we've gone through significant emotional events which led to those limiting decisions or limiting beliefs or conflicts in the body. But what we want to do is get the learning. So a thing that came to my mind today was the notion of an echo chamber. I'm sure most of you know what that is, but an echo chamber would be something like surrounding yourself with people with the same type of ideologies and belief systems which fit your own, right? And unfortunately, it can create a lot of problems. Now, we're not going to go into the politics side of echo chambers or anything like that. We can expand way beyond that. But just so you know, that's what it is. And it's human nature, right? We tend to try to hang out with people who are similar to us, or at least complement or people we like to be like. Because we like to be liked, right? So that's why we get into rapport and connection with people. But if you know much about echo chambers, they actually have a negative aspect to it too. You see, if you go ahead and surround yourself with people with the same type of belief system, it can cause you to have tunnel vision. It can cause you to only think that way and disregard other opinions or different life views or different perceptions. And like I said, it's absolutely normal because it's very humanistic, it's very tribal, right? We're humanistic and tribal in many sense throughout the generations. But you might be asking, well, what does this really have to do with personal development? Well, I want you to now change the environment, change the situation when it comes to your mind. You see, are you having your very own echo chamber? So let's say you've gone through significant emotional events and you've come to the conclusion at a conscious level, and maybe an unconscious one, but at the very least a conscious one, where you go, do you know what? That must mean fill in the blank. So because I failed, it must mean I'm not good enough, or I'm stupid, or what's the point? Like, we will come to these conclusions. We call these like complex equivalents, where ultimately you take one thing and then you create a meaning into something different. So that's why it's a complex equivalence. You take this one thing and you equivalate it. Equivalate? Is that even a word? Have an equivalence to something else. So because I did this, it must mean that. And in reality, it doesn't mean that, but it's our own conclusion ultimately. So if we think about our own inner echo chamber, what themes and stories do you repeat to yourself? What are the continuous thoughts that create your own ideology about your own path or your own identity? Because when you start to repeat the same type of words over and over again, guess what happens? Well, if we take it as an echo chamber, they're going to be bouncing around into your neurology and your whole mind and body. And what is that container? It is your unconscious mind. So every time we say those words or we come up with those complex equivalents and meanings about the events that we went through, whether it be growing up, feeling like a victim, feeling like we can't get what we want, feeling like we're not worthy, deserving, or capable, or whatever it may be for you. Maybe you've gone through a bad situation, you grew up around poverty, and now that's been the echo chamber within your brain when it comes about abundance. And if you keep on echoing it around, like I said, the unconscious mind will always be listening. It will be eavesdropping on the thoughts that you have at a conscious level. So if that is the case, if you notice you tend to repeat the same type of things, or the same kind of things keep showing up for you, and what I mean by that, maybe you're having one bad relationship after another and there's a trend, there's a common theme in the same kind of person. Or as I said about the money, if it's a common theme or trend that as soon as you have money, you spend it and you get back in debt, and that keeps on happening, well, that's what you got to be looking out for. If it's about, say, maybe self-sabotage, are we self-sabotaging ourselves, and that just becomes our repeat only mode that we go through. And the reason why I want us to be conscious of this, because it is the very, very first step in all transformation. You have to be the person who wakes up to the trends that is happening, or those themes and stories. Otherwise, you just continue that echo chamber and you create those ideologies, and they become stronger and stronger and stronger. You're just hypnotizing yourself over and over again, because you are probably one of the most powerful hypnotists in the whole world for yourself. Yes, other people growing up, they had a little big kind of power over us because we were very, very young. But as we become an adult, we are really the conscious controller. So being the best hypnotist for yourself, you have to wake up to these themes. You got to wake up to these situations and what's really happening there. Once you've then become aware of the trend or the theme that you keep on repeating, it is your job to take responsibility and to assume a new pathway. Now, it's going to be very, very tricky in the beginning because we have been programmed in these hypnotic spells that we've told ourselves. Like I said, they've been bouncing around for so long, they're just part of the furniture of the mind. But once you catch yourself in those situations, when you really kind of go, oh, I just had that thought, it is your position or it's your role to redirect it. And for example, if you go for a situation and you automatically make that complex equivalence by going, that means that, you go, oh, what else could it mean? Because there's going to be alternatives. There's going to be alternative conclusions. You've just been repeating the same old conclusion, but if you just quickly go, I wonder what else this could mean, you will then begin to look. And you can just change that sentence. What else could this mean? Could this mean that is more positive? Or what else could this mean that allows me to grow or allows me to be safer in the future? And the more times you interrupt that at a conscious level, and of course, listen to the hypnosis. If you haven't got my app, go to www.freehypnosis.app and then get the new hypnotist, me, in your mind to be able to reprogram it. But there's just a level of consciousness that I want you to start interacting. Otherwise, you just become the same old person. You just keep on repeating the same old things. So, when you catch yourself in that frame of reference of, oh my goodness, this means that, or what else could it mean? So it's the same thing when it comes to anxiety. Anxiety is just coming up with the same conclusions which are negative. So when it comes to an anxiety situation, you could just go, well, so usually, let me backtrack for a moment. We usually think about the worst conclusion. Like, what if I fail? What if I do this? What if they reject me? What if I get found out for being an imposter? And we go for this, like, why does this happen to me? And guess what? If you kind of go, what if this happens? You're pre-teaching your unconscious mind to go down that narrative, that own inner echo chamber. And on top of that, if you're asking yourself, what if this happens? Or why am I like this? Your unconscious mind is being programmed to answer it. Like, for example, if I go, why are you like this? You're going to go, well, it's because of this, because of all these situations that have happened in the past, because of all the bad relationships that I've had, all the bad money situations. Your unconscious mind is this whole memory base, database of all these significant emotional events. So therefore, if you ask yourself a question like that, it's going to come up with the answers for you. That's what it's there for. So rather going, why am I like this? Maybe ask yourself, how can I be different? Ask a different question to your unconscious mind. How can I approach that person rather thinking what will happen if I do approach that person and therefore I get rejected and so on. The quality of the questions that you ask yourself are going to be very, very powerful. But like I said, like echo chambers in the real world, we have them on the inner mind. And it's your job to start to retrain your unconscious mind with new questions. And as I also said, it's really important to interrupt that habit. It's almost like it's a record that's been playing for so long. But if you start to do a little scratch in that record, is it going to play the exact same music? Of course it's not. So you want to interrupt it. And what that is, as an analogy, imagine like an overgrown garden, and you've been going down this same pathway for so long. It is easy to walk down that pathway because it's so well trodden down. In the beginning, going down a new route is going to take a bit of time, right? It takes a long time to kind of tread down a new pathway. Now, let's just take that metaphor now and just put it into the brain, since that's what we've been talking about. That is like your neurology. That's like the neural networks. The more times you think the exact same thing, it's going to make that connection that bit stronger. So it's your job to catch yourself in that moment and then think, what is the new pathway I want to be able to hypnotize myself? How can I assume responsibility in this new pathway? And like I said, once again, this is the conscious work that you've got to do. But then if we go ahead with the whole echo chamber theme, let's go beyond the mind, and now let's think about who we're surrounding ourselves with as well. Because just like political echo chambers, they're not really healthy because we just get into that ideological one belief system. We want to test the narrative. So if you're testing your narrative around people right now, for example, if you're surrounding yourself with the same kind of people who share this same self-esteem type of issues, whether they're adding to it, like narcissists, or people who are like trying to manipulate you. I'm sure many of us have had relationships with someone who has narcissistic behaviors and they manipulate you or they gaslight you. Or maybe you surround yourself with people with the exact same type of esteem. Or if it's, say, for a context of money, you may be surrounding yourself with people who don't have as much affluence and therefore you're same. I'm not saying you got to cut these people out, by the way. You can do if that was your choice, like the narcissist. I kind of suggest that one. However, I would be looking to put myself in a new echo chamber, or at least to be able to consider a different narrative of your belief system. And I'll tell you why this works. For example, I got two real life examples, one which happened this Saturday and one which happened directly today. So I do coaching calls with my program. It's like an 8-week system, and therefore you get to interact. But the important thing is, as to why I do group coaching calls within my program, it's not just to educate you and make it custom to your needs, because we take the data of what you're giving to me and then I create processes as a group. But think about it like this. People who enter my program usually don't feel good enough or worthy. And then suddenly they're put into this family who are so encouraging, so loving, so supportive beyond me. There's just like people in the program who want us to lift you up. And suddenly you feel seen. You feel validated. Not validated to keep you stuck, but validated that you're okay and it's going to get better. Because you see the people before you and around you on these virtual group coaching calls who are making the changes, who are that bit ahead of you. So just putting yourself in a similar environment like that gives you the possibility to be seen, heard, and felt, and get education from a different viewpoint. In other words, me in this case, being the hypnotist or being the coach, I'm there to get you outside of your own way and get the unconscious mind the lessons and learnings. But I said there was two examples. And this is where I'm in a program. Think about it as like a mastermind, right? And just today we were connecting, sharing ideas and thoughts, and they are stimulating. We're similar in nature. We all want to help people in different niches and different kind of businesses, but we're there to serve. We're there to help people. And being, say, for example, a business owner or an entrepreneur, it's a very lonely place if you don't know, because you're doing it by yourself. Very much like those who don't feel good enough or worthy, you know it's a lonely place. But when it comes to business, it's very, very similar. So putting myself with these wonderful workers who just want to share more light into this world, it just makes you feel validated, and also you get to share those ideas, things you didn't know, but they have discovered. You see, if you have an idea, it's good. But if you share that idea with someone else, you're now going to create not just one idea, but you're probably going to create 2 ideas, 3 ideas, 4 ideas, because you're now bouncing around this new echo chamber that allows you to grow, that allows you to kind of think outside of the box. So I know we've kind of gone full circle here from echo chambers as to why they're not that good, and then translating it into our own unconscious mindset, the echo chamber of our brain, and how we should ask different questions and use things like hypnosis, and how you must assume responsibility. But on top of that, notice where you're planting yourself. Notice who you're surrounding yourself in your environment. And my simple gauge is this. I try to take complicated things and make it as simplistic as possible, simply because I'm simple. That's what I like to think, right? I just like to break things down. And I just think, is this environment, is this person lifting me up? That's as simple as that. If I feel that they're bringing me down, then I know I've got to change that situation. I've got to plant myself in a different environment, a different set of people. Now, of course, I have to be, it's one of my number 1 values in, say, a relationship is to lift up. So I've got to be that person as well. And that is taking responsibility. So for example, if you're not feeling good enough, then yeah, you want to surround yourself with people who know the answers, or know that they're kind of on that journey of growth, because not everyone is. If we're hanging around people who just kind of give into their reasons, or just echo this same, who are you to do this? Who are you to have that experience? Who do you think you are? Like the tall poppy syndrome. You have to move yourself into the environment, but you've got to make a commitment that when you move and change that into that new environment, that you're going to do whatever it takes to learn. You're going to do whatever it takes to grow. You're going to do whatever it takes to listen. Because when you do, you will not be being toxic in that environment by repeating the same stories. You're now in a place as the student. You're now there to just observe. I like putting myself, although I'm not necessarily like the most social person, but when I do want to go social, I want to plant myself where I don't know, right? I want to be the as they quote, like the stupidest person in the room. Because if I, in that mindset, not that we're stupid, but as an analogy, you can only learn from people. You can only grow from it. You can only model them. You can like really kind of grow. And to me, that's a really empowering place to be. It can be intimidating at first. I get that. But when you move over and take that responsibility, you'll be standing on the shoulders of giants. You'll be marveled by the knowledge that you didn't know was out there, but is now appearing to you because you made a decision to become conscious. You weren't just the passenger of your life experience. You weren't the sedator, as in living a sedated life. You woke up. You woke up and took a stand to listen, to become conscious of your own echo chamber, but also the one you surround yourself with as well. So to me, that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. And I know that because I experience it all the time within my program, but also the programs that I participate as the student, right? I want to keep learning and growing, whether it be in business so I can help more people in the world, or whether it be in different contexts, different situations. So once again, yes, use hypnosis, but if you can apply what I just said, it's so, so important. Of course, if you are curious about joining my program, not curious, but ready and excited to make a decision, and you feel like you want to let go of the imposter syndrome, you want to let go of feeling like you're just living in anxiety or self-doubt, and you don't want to just learn, but in fact, you just want to transform, because that's so much quicker and more powerful just to transform very quickly, go to josephclough.info/talk. What you do is you book a call with us. You fill out a little application because you're applying to work with us. But on that call, we'll get clear on exactly where you are, of what you want to let go of. We'll get clear of exactly what you want to achieve. And we'll figure out the missing piece and show you how we would let it go with you. Of course, there is an investment because this is a program which takes a lot of time, and I mean, it's very customized to your needs because that's true transformation. But if you're ready to let go of the cost of not changing, go to josephclough.info/talk. And with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. Welcome back. We did it, everybody. We did it together. Episode 1122. Sheesh. 1122 podcast episodes. Ridiculousness. So how are we doing? Just very, very quick side note, Cheryl, I don't know how many times I've got to say this. Like, I appreciate the contribution to the channel, but you cannot say things like that on the stream. Like, seriously, last time, I don't want it to be about me, like how I look or come across or anything like that. That crosses a boundary and also looks really bad. And if I were to tolerate that. So just know, I appreciate your support, but we've got to keep everything on target and on point in every single way. That's just so important to values of a practitioner. But Mary says, hi Joseph even, and everyone. Got here at 32 minutes after the hour. I like how you say after the hour, because I say that all the time as well. I'll catch a replay. I can vouch for the support, family feeling of your group. Well, exactly, my friend. You are a superstar. Great to have you here. And it sure can be, yeah. And surrounding yourself with people just kind of really changes that. I learned that a long time ago. Because although I'm very much an introvert and I like my own space, my own company, I also know if I want to grow, I need to learn. Like, we are born to learn. And the reason why is you're here, hopefully trying to learn from this episode. But we go through schooling. We always kind of learn new things. And to be honest, I would say when you don't learn and you're not playing, you decrease. Like, life is about play, but it's also about growth. So learning is a big thing. And you notice this when people, for example, not everyone, but when people retire, they can get very depressed because they don't feel much of a purpose anymore. They were doing all this thing and now suddenly it's just changed. So then we got to get them into learning based mode. Where it be like hobbies or wherever it be, so it doesn't have to be work, but where it be charities or serving people or maybe going into a new profession. But when we stop learning, we kind of stop growing. And therefore, if we're not growing like a plant, we're kind of going down and down and down and down. That was a bit of a tangent there. Thank you, Linda. And thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. The echo chamber came into my mind today, and do you want to see my notes? This is my notes. See if I can do this. I'll show you how much, I prepare, by the way. I do prepare. But I'll show you the amount of notes I have, if I have notes. You ready for this? So at 1:51 p.m., I added echo chamber. But make sense of that. It just came to me, I can't conscious, down arrow to unconscious. Unconscious mind sends back up, I can't. And then I thought, that's like an echo chamber. So that is how much I plan. And I don't really look at the notes either. Thank you, Jen. Very, very kind for you to be here. When are you back in the air teaching? Because I know you're usually teaching at this time. Episode 1122. You got it. Crazy. Yes. I like that theme of not being a passenger. I either like passenger or drifter. Drifter came to me from the book Outwitting the Devil, which is a really good book because it talks about being just a drifter in life. And that kind of resonated, like being the passenger of life, or the passenger to circumstance, or the passenger to your unconscious mind. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. That's so awesome. Appreciate you very, very much. It is the biggest. It's more, to a degree, it's more powerful than hypnosis, in a way. Like, it is hypnosis, but it's an event, a significant emotional event, which is like what I call them, where you make that unconscious decision because you've been hypnotized. But in the same notion, it takes a decision like that, an environment, a situation, what someone told you, which you then took on to be unconditionally true, or not challengeable. So you didn't kind of challenge what it meant, you just kind of assumed it to be true. So that's like the biggest form of hypnosis. And that's why I kind of put undoing hypnotic spells, because those are events which are. I think I missed another chat coming through way back. It was from David Foster. Great to see you here on Facebook. Congratulations on the passport and the potential move, if you're still here. But I hope you are well. Yes, you need to step out and grow. So, the downward arrow is literally meaning sending it down to the unconscious. So, the icon is conscious in the beginning, and it gets sent down like a downward arrow to unconscious. It should be, say, to the unconscious. And then the unconscious sends it back up. So that's the downward arrow. Yes. See if I've got another one. This was from last week. You ready for this one? You'll be blown away of how much planning on this one I did. Because what was the title? That's all I got. I didn't even make for notes for that one. I just thought, be kinder to your future than kinder to present. So I don't even spell check. But be kinder to your future self than... See, I don't even understand what I'm saying, but it worked on the podcast. On that episode, which was called Future Self. Yes, be cautious of the audio one. Don't listen to it as you go to sleep, because the person's having a conversation with the devil and holding the devil accountable to tell the truth of how the devil manipulates the world. So treat it as a metaphor. It's not, I mean, it could be the literal devil depending on your belief systems, but it's a good metaphor at the very least. But the devil kind of talks in a way which sounds like
this. So you don't want to be listening to that voice as you're going to sleep.
So I do listen to the audiobook, but maybe not when you go to sleep. Ah, I see. Through to the end of July, that's awesome. Good, good, good. And thank you, Samantha. Great to have you here. Yes. It's on Audible. Oh my goodness, I was thinking of another program I use for music, but Audible. Thanks for sharing the notes, not notes, yeah. I am not a big note taker for these. Have I got another one? I don't think I have. Because then I got like business notes. Oh, here's a bigger one, I think. I made some improvements on this one. But this could have been like an Instagram story when I used to do them. But excuse if there's any grammar issues. But I even highlighted this one. Who did that, by the way? As in, who just changed my lighting? My lights just changed. It's gone to pink. Who did that? So it's more about the investing, but it's choosing the stress that solves your issue in the quickest time is going to be less stressful. But who did that? Shall I keep it that way? Any other questions before we end the stream? My tech has been real funny recently. Look. I sure do, just like yours. Yeah, I do trust on my unconscious mind a lot. It does carry me, I have to say, sometimes as the passenger on these streams and calls. That's all good. Carry on talking. But yeah, my subconscious mind. Yeah. Who did that? Do you remember on the group coaching call? All my lights just went out. Oh, I thought you meant like if it's a happy thing. But got it. It's all good. I make spelling mistakes all the time on chats. But yeah, my lights just went out on the group coaching call in the back. Ever since I talked about the book, I think. Who knows? But yeah, my camera went down. So I had to do a restart. On the group coaching call, lighting went, and now that's just suddenly changed to a nice pink. Yeah, so I put LED lighting around the back of my TV, and sometimes just changing the color just gives a different feeling. Maybe it'd be like the more masculine and then the feminine and then blending them as one. Who knows? Okay, anything else? We're almost at the top of the hour. Any questions? Maybe we'll keep it. We won't. We don't quit on the blue. I found my blue top. Have a good one, Cheryl. But remember, like I said, about the wording. And thank you for your kind contribution. I do appreciate that. That's funny. Oh, the color matches to your profile pic. Yes, it does. Look at that. So it does. Have a good one, Michelle. Thank you for being here and for your kind words. And Eric as well. Like I said last week, I was like, Eric, Eric, Eric. Eric, Eric, where are you? Where are you? I can't remember what reference though. I don't know what the reference was. Who knows now? I forget. But then I remember. So. It could be the aura. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll keep it after all. But yes, any questions before we finish? Going once. Going twice. Thank you, you superstar, Linda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always appreciate your kind words and attendance. And for your great words about my program. I do greatly appreciate that. I'll send the check in the post. I'm only kidding. Okay, that completes us. We have done the hour of a live stream. So I'm going to edit this, get it scheduled, and go from there. So thank you all. Have the most wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to speaking to you next Monday. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. Many thanks, and thank you, Jen, as well. Just pull this last one up on the screen. If it comes through, there we go. Have an amazing week, everyone. That's a good way to finish. So many thanks, and goodbye. Yes. Put in the suggestions at www.josephclough.info/ABC. See you later. Bye-bye.